Hey everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. It is Friday morning, and gee, there's been a lot going on. Harry's been a busy guy, making solo appearances coast to coast. We saw him at Kevin Costner's first responder charity event that he holds annually at his on his property in Montecito. Harry showed up. Megan was absent. We heard she put out a statement saying, that she was sick, but we know what happened. I mean, after last year, where Kevin Costner had to resort to hide in a bathroom to keep away from Megan. She was not invited back due to her bad behavior. And even just Harry showing up alone, I guess their reputation among the locals must be so bad, because it said that he didn't really get that warm of a reception at the event. But then, of course, we saw Harry head to the East Coast, all kinds of things going on. From charity events to the United Nations Climate Week events where Harry's been spotted. He's done a couple speeches. The first night he was at a dinner, a gala where even other royalty, real royalty, was present, Queen Margaret. And we saw Harry, everybody was it was a formal event. Everybody dressed to the nines, the men in suits and tie. Harry shows up, yes, in a jacket, but a rumpled shirt, undone, no tie. I mean, it was embarrassing. And then, he grapples and manhandles Queen Margaret when, he should have just kind of, bowed his head. She's certainly more senior of a royal than he is. She's a queen, for heaven's sakes, right? So he's just absolutely, he doesn't care. He grew up that way. He knows how to behave. It's not like he's forgotten since he's moved to California. He knows how to behave. He just chooses not to, and he looks like an ass, His speeches were just full of epithets and Meganisms, just rambling chatter that, say a lot with saying nothing at all. This, at least when he was part of the royal family, he'd have, of course, a secretary or somebody at the palace that would be writing those speeches for him. All he had to do was read them. And I mean, you gotta give it to the guy pre-Meghan when he did throw himself into things with some sincerity. He had a bit of charm and charisma. He would pull out as, if not as popular, sometimes even more popular than the Queen Elizabeth herself, right? And now it's a struggle to watch him try to get through a serious event. As much as, he looks a bit like a fish out of water, even as he's really trying to push this agenda and, go out on his own. He, just the other night, after the UN and the climate stuff and everything, okay, so that's kind of all done. He appeared on Jimmy Fallon, that late night comedian show, doing kind of a skit. It was called the Tonightmare Maze experience. There's a Halloween scary maze thing set up somewhere in New York, and they went and visited it, and they went through the maze. I didn't watch it. I saw the clips online. Harry being a hack, Harry being a celebrity, and does anybody really care? Is that the way, it's really kind of, and this is the thing that's really wrong with Harry and Meghan's whole way they've tried to do things. They want you to bow down to them as serious royals, but and then they're doing celebrity stunts, Can you take them serious as world leaders, which is really, you can't, but that's what they would have you believe. That's how they want to portray themselves. They're world leaders that go in a Halloween maze and hack around, and Meghan just, you can't take them seriously. You can't take them seriously. The day before he goes to the Jimmy Fallon show, he's like a superstar guest at the Clinton Global Initiative gala and dinner on, Tuesday. And he gave a speech about the online safety of children, utter bunk, but he appeared alongside royal family members of the Lesotho royal family at the UN headquarters. Harry spoke about his charity sent to Bali. So it's crazy. He's trying to come off as the prince, the kind of have the same role that he had before, and people take him seriously at these meetings and things at the UN, and then he goes and does something stupid like the Jimmy Fallon show. Maybe this is supposed to show his I'm a normal guy side, but it's not working. Now, so that's an awful lot of activity in a short period of time to thrust himself onto the world stage, so to kind of portray himself as a statesman. And I can kind of see why there's that push going on now. Preceding this flurry of activity, just less than 2 weeks ago, the judge in the in his whole visa application Heritage Foundation lawsuit hearings, and not lawsuit hearings, Heritage Foundation wants the text of his visa document. They want the information out. They think it's in the public interest that we know what's the deal with Harry's being in the States, right? Well, the judge ordered that the document be sealed, so we can't have a look at it. However, the Royal Grift uncovered something that she thinks might be very important in the wording of the judge's statement. It kind of sounds like there could be a chance, allegedly, that Harry himself is already under investigation, and because of that, these documents have to be sealed because they would be considered evidence in an investigation. So there you go, Royal Grift. Can you imagine? He might already be in trouble. So he's making this big push to see, I'm a statesman, I can do this. He wants, this rush to get back in the royal family, because also if he's a member of the royal family, have a certain amount of protection, and that would probably help his lawsuit for his A1 status stuff going on. And the reason he needs there's this just flurry of activity to get him out on the world stage, and look, I'm a statesman, royal family, I can do this. It's because if he gets that status, he'll be immune from prosecution. They could fight that kind of thing now, the way things sit presently, if, let's say, something blew up tomorrow. But he wouldn't necessarily have the same advantage should he officially be granted that status that he's fighting for. And I think that's why he wants immunity from any possible prosecution. We'll see whether the royal family take him back or not. He's fighting a few battles on various fronts, and he's not really succeeding well at any of it. All the while, like, remember a couple of months ago there was that stuff in the press saying, friends of his are trying to help him find a way back into the public eye and this kind of thing. And maybe, like, all this stuff going on in New York, and who paid for all the flights, the hotel, like probably the UN, I would imagine. And we do know, you can see just from looking at the footage of him coming and going from events, he's got like 8 bodyguards and New York City police. New York is picking up the tab for his security, and they're showing him super duper security in New York. Like 8 big burly guys, right? It's ridiculous. But this is what he wants, right? Now, is this gonna work? Is this campaign to, try to change his image overnight? Yep, I'm a world statesman, but I'm also a regular guy. I can go have fun with Jimmy Fallon, Is this gonna work? Are we gonna fall for it? Who's he trying to convince more? The royal family itself that, look at me, I'm an asset, you should bring me back, I can do this. Notice, Meghan's nowhere to be seen. Now, she claimed she was sick for the Kevin Costner event. We know she wasn't invited. That's why she wasn't there. Kevin Costner was just everybody was so appalled by her behavior the year before. And I think it's the same thing with Harry and the UN events and everything in New York. Nobody wants her around. There's speculation that, this is it. We've known a long time that they're really not together, but is this the split in real time? Some of the press is saying, well, they're splitting up their business things, their work. They're going their separate ways as far as work is concerned. Well, we know Meghan, what's she got? American Riviera Orchard that isn't really hers. The title is public. She hasn't produced or sold a damn thing. From what I heard, the cooking show has been shelved, at least for now, and there's nothing else on the horizon. Nobody wants to have anything to do with her. She's desperate. She really is. Meanwhile, Harry's trying to make a big play without her. There are things afoot, folks, and we'll just have to watch and see what happens next. Hope you have a great day, have a great weekend. If you like this, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share this video. And leave me a comment. I want to know what you have to say about all this. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.